So my girlfriend graduates next month with a degree in mathematics, so I wanted to come up with a gift that was kind of fun and paid homage to the mathematics side of things, as well as be a bit of a sentimental gift as well. So I'm going to take this aluminum and CNC machine her an Abacus.
All right, so this is the 3D model of the Abacus I made. I'll show you how I got her best friend and parents' actual handwriting into the CAD model, and then how I got it machined. So all I really did is took their handwriting that they wrote down just in notes with an Apple Pencil on an iPad. That gave me the PNG, and then I went over to png to svg.com, and you can just drop your file in here and it'll spit you out an SVG file. From there you can create a new sketch. Come over here to insert SVG, and then insert from your computer. Once you find your file, you click on it, it'll import it. You'll drag it to where you want it. You may have to flip it to where it looks right. Scale it however you want it. Drop it where you want it. Hit OK. Finish sketch. And then you've got your model. From here, you can just extrude the pieces from the text that you want to extrude however far you want. And then you've got your design in here. And then you'll go over here to the manufacturer side and CAM. So on the CAM side, I just use the engrave tool. Then you just select the geometry you want and set the depth, and then it will give you the tool path to cut that out properly for you. But you can see what that looks like in the simulation. That's all it takes, and then that'll be what it looks like once it gets milled out. But let's get back to making this thing. All right, here I'm going to go ahead and set all my tools into my tool changer. I've already measured the height on all of these tools, set it in the offsets tab, and then with Tormach it makes it pretty easy on their PathPilot software. I just set tool number, store current tool, and it saves it right where you'd want it. Then I'm going to measure my offsets. I just used a vacuum plate to hold everything down. Just a cheapy eBay vacuum plate with a Harbor Freight vacuum pump. It's not ideal, but it actually worked really well. And it's also nice because it lets me machine all the way to the edges. Now I'm going to go ahead and rough out everything with the adaptive roughing strategy, clean it up with the contour after I do my roughing pass, and then clean everything up, just make sure it looks right. And then I'm going to follow back up with my 60-degree chamfer end mill, and this is what's going to actually do my engraving. Actually worked out pretty well with how with that tool and that setup. Face off the backside, then go ahead and work on the 3D printed beads. Nothing too fancy, just micro center resin. They turned out pretty decent. Simple, nothing too exciting there, just a bunch of them. Then I went ahead and drilled all the holes for the brass rods that are going to be the sliders for those beads. I just used the same tool path for both sides of that. And then I'm going to take those brass rods and chop them down to length. 13 of those in total. Same thing on all of them. And then once I get all those cut up, I'm just going to move over to the bandsaw and then clean up all the edges. That way there's no sharp edges. Everything looks nice. Nothing too exciting, nothing too difficult, just kind of tedious to go through all of them. And then once I get that done, then I'm going to move on to assembling the thing. Everything's just held together with a light press fit. So just slid everything together and kind of tapped it together with a rubber mallet. But overall, really happy with how things turned out, other than me counting wrong and forgetting one bead on one of those, but I've since fixed it since the video. But yeah, I like it. If you have any questions, just hit me up. Thanks.